Welcome to the Tech Learners. From today's lesson, we will be talking about sorting algorithms. And each lesson, we will learn word sorting algorithm and we'll write and we'll learn to create the program, the Java program based on that particular sorting algorithm. So what is a sorting algorithm? A sorting algorithm is used to rearrange a given array or list of elements according to a comparison operator on the elements. That means just the arranging the elements into ascending or descending order. For example, let's say this is the array of an array. This is an array of some elements 5, 45, 10, 6 and 15. So the sorted array in ascending, that means into the increasing order, that is 5, 6, 10, 15 and 45. And there could be another option, that is the sorted array in descending order, that is 45, 15, 10, 6 and 5. So a sorting algorithm is used to sort the elements into the array. So some of the main sorting algorithms are bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, merge sort, quick sort, heap sort, counting sort, Reddick sort, bucket sort, shell sort. We have lots of sorting algorithms. So let's start for the today's lesson with the bubble sort. So we'll discuss bubble sort and we'll see how we can create the Java program for the bubble sort. What is a bubble sort? In bubble sort, each element of the array is compared with its immediate adjacent element. So let us understand the concept of the bubble order. Let's say if you want to convert this sequence into the ascending order, into the ascending sorted order, then how bubble sort will operate. The bubble sort will consider the first two elements. So the first two elements are 55 and 45. 55 is the left element and 45 is the right element. Now if the left element is smaller than the right element, then we will leave them as it is because the left element is already smaller and we want to write the increasing order, so the positions of the two elements are correct. But if the left element is greater than the right element, which is our case, we can see 55 is greater than 45, then we need to swap the positions of these two elements. That means we take this 45 onto the left hand side and we take this 55 onto the right hand side. So this is the first step. So we have considered the first two elements, and if the left element is larger, then we swap, and if the left element is smaller, then we leave them as it is and we move further for the next iteration. So in the next iteration or in the next step, we'll consider the next two elements. So now we can see that 45 and 55 are now in position. The next two elements are 55 and 10. Again the same comparison will done, whether the left element is greater. If it is greater, then we will perform a swap. Now we can see that 55 is greater than 10, so we will have a swap here. 55 will come to the right hand side and 10 will come to the left hand side. So this is the next step, and after the next step we have 45, 10 and 55. So now the next two elements will be considered. So the next two element into the array is 55 and 6. Again we will compare. We can see that 55 is larger, 6 is smaller, so we will have a swap. So this 6 will come to the left hand side and 55 will come to the right hand side. In the next iteration, we will take the next two elements. So now we can see 55 and 15. Again we will have a swap. So 55 will go right hand side and 15 will come to the left hand side. This is called one pass, and this will be performed again, right? So this iteration will repeat till when this will repeat. The largest elements is shifted to the rightmost, but still rest list is unsorted, so we'll repeat the process. So let's again repeat the process. So the first two elements are 45 and 10. We'll compare. As we can see that 45 is larger, so we'll swap the elements. 10 will come left hand side and 45 will come right hand side. Now the next two elements, 45 and 6, again 45 is larger, we need to swap. So 6 will come left and 45 will come right hand side. So this comparison will continue. Now 45 and 15, we know the 15 should come onto the left hand side, 45 should come onto the right hand side, so there will be a swap. And the last two elements, 45 and 55, so there the positions are correct as 45 is on the left hand side and 55 is on the right hand side, no swap is required. This is called second pass, and in this way we'll continue performing more passes till the array is sorted, and we have always n minus 1 passes. What are the n minus 1? What is n? N is the size of the array. Let's say the size of the array is 5, then we have to perform 4 such passes, and after 4 such passes this array will be the sorted array. So now let's go and see the Java program, how we can create the Java program to perform the bubble sort. So I have created a simple bubble sort class, and I have used the scanner class to accept the input from the user. I have declared an array, integer type array, in which I would like to store the elements, and I'll use the scanner class. I'll create the sc object and I'll ask the user to input number of elements, so that I'll store into an integer variable, that is size. Now using this size, I'll initialize, or I'll declare the array with that particular size. So now this array is declared of that size. Let's say if the user have inputted 5 elements, then the size of this array will be 5. Now we need to ask user to accept to input the elements. So we'll ask user to input the elements, and we'll use a for loop to accept all the elements inside the array, right? Now the actual bubble sort comes into the action. We had seen that we require 2 loops. One is for the passes and one is for the comparing the immediate adjacent elements, and if required then performing the swapping. So the outer loop is running from I is equal to 0 till I is less than size minus 1, because I have told you that the number of passes will be just lesser than or n minus 1 if n is the size of the array. If the array is 5, then the number of passes will be 4. Now inside each pass we need to compare adjacent elements, and we need to compare these adjacent elements till 1 minus 1 element. So let's say if this is the first step, we'll compare all the adjacent elements, and if it is the second step, then we can see that the last element is already on its place, so we will only need to perform n minus 1 comparisons, right? So into the inner loop we need to run the loop from j is equal to 0 till j is less than size minus I minus 1, depending upon on which pass we are, right? Inside this, what we need to do is we need to compare the adjacent elements. So this can be done with the help of array of j. If array of j is greater than array of j plus 1, that means if the current element is greater than the next element, obviously if the left element is greater than the right element, then we need to swap. Just to swap, we use a temporary variable. We will store the current element, the left element, into the temporary element. Then the right element will be positioned, will be stored onto the left place, and then the temporary value will be stored back into the right position. So this is a simple swapping concept. I hope you are aware about the swapping. So we will perform the swapping if left element is greater than the right element. So this is how the bubble sort is working. Now in one pass the comparison will be done, all the swapping will be done, and in the same way we'll perform n minus 1 swaps. So this is how bubble sort is done. Let me execute this and show you the output. This is actual code of the bubble sort. So now let me execute this and show you the output, how the program is behaving. So let me go and compile this program. Now as you can see that the program is asking to enter number of elements. Let me input 5. So it will ask enter these 5 elements. Let me enter some of the elements. Let's say if I input random elements, so you can see, and now the sorted list is 2, 3, 9, 10 and 12. So we can see it has sorted our list. So it is 2, 3, 9, 10 and 12. So this is the ascending order. So now I hope you have understood the concept of the bubble sort and the main code, how we can perform the bubble sort algorithm. In the next lecture we'll be talking about our insertion sort. So let's see how insertion sort works into the next coming lesson. Thank you so much.